me, your host Superstar. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got. 3 Mortal Kombat figures for you. I'm spoiling you today. Today we're going to take a closer look at the brand new Liu Kang figure. We're going to take a closer look at the Blood Feud Spawn, which, may I say, I'm not sure what's going on there, but you can see inside the figure's crotch. I'm not sure if mine's broken or what there, but we'll take a closer look. Blood Feud Spawn, and the Frozen Over variant for Sub-Zero. I hope you enjoy this video, guys. It's going to be very fun opening up 3 toys at once today. I'm spoiling you. And don't forget to tune in later on, because we will also be reviewing the Mortal Kombat Raiden and Scorpion set very soon. But today, let's crack these 3 open. So these are from the Mortal Kombat 11 series by McFarlane's Toys. And they are really cool looking figures. 2 of them are variants, obviously, and Liu Kang's from the new line, which has got that new yellow packaging. And we're going to start with Liu Kang first, with him being the newer of the figures. So let's take a closer look. So Blood Feud Spawn has been out now for about 4 or 5 months, I think, and then the Sub-Zero is a few months old. But Liu Kang's only been out a few weeks, from what I can see. I managed to get all of these, by the way, from Amazon. I know, I was very surprised myself to say that. Amazon UK hooked us up awesomely with all these awesome figures. And if you want to grab any for yourself, there is an affiliate link down below. I would really appreciate it if you were to buy them from Amazon. If you use my link, that would be awesome. It gives some kickback to the channel. We need to get that base off there as well, that Mortal Kombat base. I wish they wouldn't do this, because it means I have to literally rip the box, which is a pain. And the bases never want to come out. It's so annoying. The McFarlane figures always look great. They look great, but the execution on some of the products is a little bit lacking for me. Like, do they really need to fix that to the back of the box? It means you can't open it and display it and then put it back in its packaging at a later date. Which is why I like Marvel Legends and Black Series, because you can open them and put them back if you wanted. Anyway, that's just me being a grumpy grumps. But here is Liu Kang out of the packaging. Look how awesome. That face sculpt is super nice. I love that. He does look really cool. Wow. Yeah, very immaculate face sculpt, that, isn't it? It's very nice. So articulation-wise, head is on a ball joint, so you can make him look up and down, left and right. There's also a waist swivel there to rotate him at as well, which is nice. His arms do lift up that top hinge, and also rotate backwards and forwards with a click, which is nice, which is the butterfly hinge there moving. He's got the bicep hinge, double hinge elbows, which is nice, and hands are on the little ball jointy thing that the McFarlanes use. Like I said, there's waist swivel there. There's no sort of abdomen crunch on this figure. The legs lift out about to there, which is a shame for a martial arts figure. The legs, and the legs only lift to there at a push, and I had to push that, and it's warping the plastic outwards as I'm doing that. Without warping the plastic, leg can only go that high. You have to really push that plastic outwards to get that pose, which is a shame, because then it's going to look like that when it's done. It's going to warp a little bit, which is a real shame. You can fix that with a hairdryer, by the way. If you just heat up the figure a little bit with the hairdryer, make sure you're rotating the figure, make sure you're rotating your hand so that the hairdryer doesn't stick to one place. And you can actually warp that and push that back in with your fingers and mould it back into place if you want to. Double hinge knees on this though, so there's a nice knee articulation there. There's no boot cut, but the feet are on rocker and pivot, and of course, as always, it's a McFarlane figure. We got the weird toe articulation, which I hate, because 9 times out of 10 it always pops off the little joints, and then it warps outwards like that one. This happened to my Harley Quinn, and now her shoe never looks like it's on her foot. It looks like it's hanging off all the time. So weird. So, okay, not bad. He does come with a couple of spare hands. He's got an open palm hand, like so, and he's got a finger pointy hand. What's that, the finger poke of death? He only comes with the one nunchuck, which is a real shame. And I'm going to be placing that like that. force that into his hand. And then what I'm going to do is turn it back on itself and put the other one under his arm. Like so. Extend his arm a little bit. Push that down. There. That's how I would display it. So obviously the nunchucks, when they swing them and stuff, they usually catch them in under their arms and things like that. When they're doing the martial arts moves. That was my impression. So yeah, that's how I probably would display Liu Kang. With that sort of under his arm there. You could use a little bit of something like putty just to keep it there, because it does just flop back down, which is a shame. So you might want to use like a little bit of clay or putty or something just to hold it in place. But he's on his display base now, and he does stand pretty well. It didn't need it, but I usually use them because McFarlane's figures are notorious for falling over on my display, or at least in my display anyway. All my Mortal Kombat figures are currently, if I can turn the camera, I'm building that shelf up there with all the McFarlane stuff. So Liu Kang will be joining Shao Kahn and Katana Baraka and The Witcher. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm not going to use his other hands. I'm going to keep the regular hands on, I think. I don't get why we've got a pointy finger hand. Actually, I might change that other hand out. So I'm intrigued as to how these hands pull off and on. I don't like that. Alright, so they're very much like a sort of necker hand, aren't they? Okay, so I'm going to put the chop, like the chop style hand on there. And then I'll put the nunchuck in this hand. There we go. Wow. So that is Liu Kang. Right. That's a cool figure, but we still have 2 more to go. So let's go ahead and break the second one out of the box. We're going to take a look at Sub-Zero. How much tape? Okay. Again, got to tear the box to bits just to get that stupid display stand. They need to come up with a new place for the display stands on McFarlane's. Okay. Oh, this one's got rope ties. He's tied into this one. That's that. He's got little see-through axes, which are nice. However, see-through plastic is never a good thing. One of the reasons for buying this set was to get this accessory piece, which I'm hoping I'm going to be able to use with like Predator figures and things like that as well. So it'd be cool to have Predator holding that up as his trophy, as I haven't yet got the Predator, which includes the skull accessories. I think that's the City Hunter Predator. Oh my god, get in. Right, here we go. So this is the new Sub-Zero. This is the frozen over variant Sub-Zero. So he's got a different look to him this time, and his skin tone's a lot darker on this one. You'll see that probably better on the desk cam, but yeah, his skin tone's quite dark on this one compared to the other one. He's got like an orange face mask this time, with orange pauldrons. And they've given him like a green colour over the rest of his outfit. Now I love it because he does come with the skull accessory, which is very, very cool. And he does come with 2 axes. They are see-through plastic, which is notorious for bending and snapping very easily. But it seems okay. Seems quite thick and sturdy. So I am going to go ahead and pop those in his hands. Like I say, I won't be using the skull accessory with this character. I am keeping that in mind for something else. But I needed a Sub-Zero anyway for my collection, so I thought I'd go for this variant. So there he is. Articulation-wise, very similar, and if not the exact same as Liu Kang. I can't see any additional points of articulation there, so I'm not going to go through it again. But yeah, that is the Sub-Zero figure. Again, you'll see that properly on the desk cam in a few moments. And I'll show off the accessory pieces a little bit better on desk cam as well. Oh, in the splits. There we go. And our final figure today is the Blood Feud Spawn. Now this one was one that I really wanted because when I got my Spawn, I got one of the first Spawns that came out, so I got the sword accessory. This comes with the axe accessory, so that was one of the reasons for getting this. I'm not overly a massive fan of the look of this variant. It is cool, but I don't quite understand it. I'm not massive on Spawn comics. I haven't read Spawn in a long time. I did when I was a kid, and I used to watch the Spawn animated TV series. And as a kid, I was a fan of the movie. Ow. Remember, kids, always cut away from yourself. Never cut your fingers off with blunt scissors. Oh, this one's actually got rope ties as well. Rope tie. Ooh, rope tie. I think that's it. Oh no, come on. They've done that thing where they put the cape through the plastic. I hate this. I'm cutting it. There we go. I hate when they do that. Are you gonna go back in, or are you just gonna... I will throw you on the floor. Whew. Right. Final figure of the day. We have the Blood on the Spawn. I love the cape on this one, by the way. The cape on this one is awesome. Can it come off? No, it is stuck down. That's a shame. But the cape itself is very nice, that big red long cape. Other than that, the figure is more or less the same as the original release from the looks things with armor and things. It's just a naked variant, it seems like. When I was playing with it, it did look like the... Oh, that's why, okay. So that it just pushes back. Ah, okay. When I was in the box, it was like this part of the figure was basically like that. It was open. Whereas it just clicks on, so you just push it back into place and it's fine. So if you see that in the stores, by the way, where it's like popped off at the front, you literally just push it back into place. There was no issue. You just have to play with Spawn's crotch. But the figure itself is really cool. I love all the blood stains on him. That's really cool. Very nice look. I love that Spawn mask on the sort of naked head. Very cool. And the big armor pieces and that, again, are very cool. The main reason for me buying this one, like I said, was because of the accessory. Again, my Spawn came with a sword. This Spawn comes with the Spawn axe, and I love the fact that it's got blood on it, and the green on that really pops. Look at that. Just looks so cool. So I'm tempted to put this Spawn axe with the other Spawn. So my other Spawn can dual wield. You can have the sword and the axe. And let me see if I can just pop this guy on his display base, like so. Put the axe out to the side, put the face forward, and what I'm going to do is put that like that. Actually, this one would look really cool with that accessory. Can I open his hand up a little bit more? Yeah. I have him facing that way. Oh, yeah, man. That looks so much better, actually. I like that. I might end up leaving that with him now and having that as his accessory. Like, he just rips some guy's neck out of his head. So, guys, which is your favourite figure that we've unboxed today? Let me know in the comments down below. And which figure are you most excited about McFarlane's doing? But guys, without further ado, let's head down to the desk cam so you guys can have an up-close personal look at these awesome figures. So here are the figures out of the packaging. Let's start with Sub-Zero, as we gave him the least love in the video, really. The figure itself, like I said, the figure itself is actually very nice. They've done a great job with that face sculpt, loving the scar over his eye and stuff. Looks very much like Sub-Zero. The paint colour apps are a little bit weird on this one. It is a variant, so that's the reason why. Obviously, if you want the traditional Sub-Zero, you have to grab the traditional one. But this one still looks pretty cool. It's meant to be a frozen variant. I'm not quite sure what makes this a frozen variant, to be honest. I would have thought that would have been a solid see-through plastic version, but the figure itself is very cool. They've darkened the skin tone, give it a bit more of a grey look, and they've added like a more of a turquoise colour to the actual robes and stuff on him, which is pretty cool. His axes are completely see-through with blood splattered on them, which is cool, which made them look like he's made them out of ice. So that's a really cool effect. And just overall, just a very nice figure indeed. Moving over to Liu Kang, again I've got him in a bit of a martial artsy pose. I still can't get that to stay under his arm. I'm going to have to use something just to kind of wedge it under there a little bit more. But like I said, that face sculpt is very, very cool. I really like how they've done that one. It does look like the figure, like the actual character from the game a lot. Again, the costume looks very cool. It looks like all the little ruffles and things. It looks genuinely very cool, right down to his legs and things like that. All a very cool costuming idea. I love it. All the figures come with the Mortal Kombat bases as well, which is very cool. And even the paint apps on his nunchucks are very cool as well. Love it. Great figure. And then finally, guys. Finally, we just have the Blood Hunter, or the Blood Fued version of Spawn. I've put that accessory from Sub-Zero in his hand. I think it looks very cool like that. I'm probably going to keep that as his kind of display now. And probably move the axe across to my Spawn up top. But yes, all in all, a very cool character. Again, with the blood splatters and stuff, it just makes him look all the more awesome. Really like how this one... I need to look into this costuming idea and where it comes from in the comics or something, because I'm not familiar. Like I said, I haven't read any Spawn stuff since I was a kid. But I was a big fan of the television series, the cartoon. Very dark and sinister. But yes, very cool figures. I'm really happy with them. I'm glad McFarlane's brought more Mortal Kombat figures. And I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of figures we get next from McFarlane's Mortal Kombat series. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Let's head back to the main cam and finish off this video. So guys, which was your favourite figure today? I think mine, surprisingly, I think is going to be the Blood Hunter. He is really cool, and I was actually more cool than I was expecting. I really like him. The Liu Kang is a good close second. I think the boringest one of the day was probably Sub-Zero. But guys, what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave us a comment, and I will respond. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Until next time, may the Force be with you. Flawless victory. Bye!